Good morning. It's September 4th, and I'm standing in front of the David Wills house with the mayor of Gettysburg, Bill Troxel, and my family and friends have come here to join me for the beginning of this long journey. It was never my intent to actually say the Gettysburg Address in Gettysburg. I want to do that in every state capital. But it was always my intent to come here and say a few words in front of the David Wills house where the Gettysburg Address was finished by Abraham Lincoln and where he stayed the night before he delivered it. And when we're done, though, we've taken a vote on it, and we decided that we would say the Gettysburg Address collectively at the end of my few comments. I have to apologize for not actually doing it ad lib, but I wrote this speech this morning across the street at the Gettysburg Hotel. I was thinking about it for quite a while, but I thought, it was only proper that I finish it here and deliver it in front of the David Wills house. A long journey is about to begin that is centered on a speech that was finished in the building behind me, delivered just a few blocks away, and one that inspired a nation. Abraham Lincoln was just asked to say a few appropriate remarks. But what he did was touch our hearts with a speech that contained no I's, yet it had 10 we's, 3 us's, and the word our shows up twice. The focus was not on himself. It was and still is an amazing document, an inspiring address delivered in an inspiring town. The Gettysburg Address contained the word nation 5 times, and its focus was on those who fought here and those who died here, to whom he referred to at least 10 times in these short 10 sentences. It inspired a nation to come together, to stay together. And my hope is that it will again inspire all Americans to read, as they read and reread the legendary speech that hopefully, and with God's help, will be read on the Capitol steps in all 50 states with at least 16 of my closest friends. I believe in God. I believe in liberty. I believe in America. And I believe and thank each and every one of you here for helping this launch of this journey and to a successful conclusion. I'd like to thank Gettysburg for inspiring America. A word that if you were to add up each letter, or the numerical equivalent of each letter, adds up to 50. 50 grand, beautiful, and 50 unique states. And now, with your permission, let's give it the old college try and do it for America. Let's read the Gettysburg Address and recite it. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note or long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be here dedicated to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Thank you very much for making today possible.
God bless America.
Thank you. Mayor.
Nice meeting you.
Most
John,
often
thanks.
used word is the word we.
Yes.
Is used more, it's used 10 times.
10 times.
Okay.
10 times. There was a